BGMC. The biblical truth lives here.
We are living in a time like no other in history, but fortunately for us, God wrote it all down in His prophecies. Find out what prophecies happened this week ripped straight from the headlines. Stay tuned for the Prophecy Headlines news show on the Remnant's Call.
Now let's get ready for the Remnant's Call, End Time Prophecy News. Big dating game kiss. All right. Next story comes from the land of Israel.
La primera historia viene desde Israel.
Our first story comes from Israel.
La primera historia desde Israel.
Israel is getting ready for a large-scale war.
Israel está preparándose para una guerra bien larga.
They're practicing with their air force with 7 other countries coming up very shortly.
Ellos están practicando con su equipo aéreo porque 7 naciones están bien cerca.
They're going to be practicing with France, Germany, India, Italy, I don't know about Greece, Poland, and the United States.
Ellos están practicando con Francia, Alemania, India, Italia, Grecia,
Greece
Polonia
actually has an
y
airplane.
Estados Unidos.
They have no money. Okay, so they're going to be practicing large-scale drills for a war that is on its way.
Y ellos han estado practicando y estarán practicando tácticas porque una guerra se acerca.
Next news story.
Próxima historia.
There you see a very large rocket coming into Israel this past week.
Ahí estás observando un misil bien largo, bien grande que se estaba acercando a Israel en esta semana.
This was not any ordinary rocket. This was a ballistic missile.
Esto no es nada más y nada menos que un misil balístico.
But David's sling shot it down.
Pero lo derribaron.
Okay, but they're going to be coming in the thousands into Israel.
Pero van a venir en miles hacia Israel.
And get ready for worldwide war.
Y prepárense para una guerra mundial.
Next news story from Israel.
Próxima historia desde
We
Israel.
finally have a good president after 8 years.
Finalmente tenemos un buen presidente después de 8 años.
And they boycotted the UN Human Rights Commission this past week against Israel.
Y ellos hicieron un boicot en contra a favor de los derechos humanos en contra de Israel.
Okay, so the Trump administration did boycott the UN.
Entonces, el presidente Trump hizo un boicot a las Naciones Unidas a favor de Israel.
Next news story from Israel.
Próxima historia de
I had a
Israel.
very interesting conversation with a JW this week.
Tuve una conversación bien interesante con un testigo de Jehová en esta
A
semana.
Jehovah's Witness. Okay, there's a big lie out there.
Hay una mentira bien grande allá afuera.
One of the things is that they were speaking Aramaic in the time of Yeshua.
Una de esas mentiras que estaban hablando arameo durante el tiempo de Yeshua.
This picture proves that they were not.
Esta fotografía muestra que no lo estaban.
On that block of stone, which has the bones of a dead person in it,
En esa lápida de una tumba
that dates over 2,000 years ago.
y data de unos 2000 años atrás,
Whether or not you believe it's the bones of Yeshua, that's not what we're talking about right now.
y donde ellos creen que están los huesos de Yeshua, donde que realmente ciertamente
brother of
sabemos que no
Yeshua.
está, o de un hermano de él.
What it is that it's in Hebrew.
Lo importante es que está en hebreo.
If they weren't speaking Hebrew, why write it in Hebrew?
Y si no estaban hablando hebreo, ¿por qué escribirlo en hebreo?
So the lie of Aramaic from the Gentiles is just that, a lie.
Y la mentira de los gentiles hablando de que estuvieran hablando en arameo es simplemente
And
es una mentira.
archaeology proves that they were speaking Hebrew.
La arqueología está probando de que hablaban en hebreo.
Because what you see from right to left there is the name Yeshua.
Porque puedes leerlo claramente de derecha a izquierda que dice
In
Yeshua.
Ivrit and not in Aramaic.
Y está en hebreo y no en arameo.
Okay, next news story. Anti-Semitism. Please pay attention to this.
Noticia de antisemitismo, por favor presten atención a esto.
If you're a Messianic
Si eres mesiánico,
or a Jew,
si eres judío,
please pay attention what's going on in these next 3 or 4 stories.
por favor presten atención en lo que está aconteciendo en estas 2 o 3
Because
o 4 noticias.
we who are Jews We who are Jews understand the signs of the times.
Porque nosotros que somos judíos entendemos las señales de los tiempos.
Because there's not a Jew that didn't grow up studying the Holocaust
Porque no hay ni un judío que no ha crecido sin estudiar el holocausto.
and what led to the Holocaust.
¿Y qué nos lleva hacia el holocausto?
First anti-Semitism story. There's something going on very bad and evil in Ohio.
Hay algo que está aconteciendo bien demoníaco en Ohio.
There was an Israeli man looking for a home,
Hubo un israelí, un hombre, buscando hogar, una
and he had
casa.
gone to a house
Y,
that was for sale
y llegaron hacia una casa que estaba de venta
or for rent,
o para rentarla.
and he was shot a bunch of times just for coming on the property.
Y fue disparado solamente por venir a la propiedad.
Something is going on very bad in Ohio.
Hay algo que está aconteciendo bien mal en Ohio.
This is not the first anti-Semitic story to come out of the state of Ohio.
Y esa no es la primera historia antisemítica que viene
Pra-
desde Ohio.
Praise the Lord, he's still alive.
Pero alabado sea el Señor, aún sigue vivo.
Next news story.
Esa historia.
There you see a Jew with a bigger beard than me,
Ahí puedes ver a un judío con una barba súper mayor que la mía.
but it is crooked just like mine.
Pero está a todo lo que da igual que la
They
mía.
had it,
Torcida igual que la mía.
okay? The rabbis got together for a conference,
Los rabinos se reunieron para una conferencia.
and they were saying they're seeing the same signs that they did pre-Holocaust.
Y ellos estuvieron comentando que están mirando las mismas señales que estuvieron viendo antes del holocausto.
So they were encouraging all the Jews to get ready to go home.
Así que estaban incitando a todos los judíos de que se prepararan a que volvieran a casa.
When they're saying that, they're saying a lot.
Cuando ellos están diciendo eso, mucho dicen.
And last night there was another terrorist attack in France.
Y la noche anterior, anoche, otro ataque terrorista hubo en Francia.
But when Jews are openly saying, get ready to go home, there's a lot more going on.
Pero cuando los judíos están listos para decir regresemos a casa, hay muchas cosas que están aconteciendo.
Next news story.
Próxima historia.
Anti-Semitism has raised another 8% this year in Toronto, Canada.
Y otro 8% en aumento estuvo aconteciendo de
I
antisemitismo allá
wonder
en Toronto.
why.
Me sorprende por qué.
Could it be all the immigrants that are coming from those wonderful countries that
Sí.
our president wants to stop them to come from?
¿Será porque es la razón por la cual sería por todos esos inmigrantes que se está deteniendo de venir hacia el país?
So there was religion counted for 46% of the incidences of these crimes.
Y es el conteo religioso de un 46% de esos incidentes en crímenes que están
And this is the highest level in 10 years.
Y ese es el nivel mayor que ha acontecido en 10 años.
Most interesting thing is the oldest Messianic congregation is in Toronto,
Y lo,
on the North America.
y lo más interesante es de que la congregación más antigua de mesiánica está en Toronto, en todo Norteamérica.
Next news story. Let's get ready for the end time prophecy news.
Preparémonos para las noticias arrancados los encabezados.
This just in. From Revelation 22, verse 15.
Puedes ver a Revelaciones, Apocalipsis 22:15.
We talk about outside of heaven. Who's outside of heaven?
Hablamos de afuera del cielo. Afuera del cielo están quién?
The sinners. Well, sinners encompasses a lot.
Los pecadores, y eso abarca mucho.
Okay, one of the grouping of people that are outside of heaven are the drug users.
Y uno de los grupos de personas que están afuera son los que utilizan drogas.
Okay, in Ohio,
En Ohio
there were 82 overdoses in the last 2 weeks.
hubo unos 82 sobredosis en las últimas 2 semanas.
82 people overdosed
82 personas con sobredosis
in a 15-day period.
en un periodo de 15 días.
Well, I guess since you're killing and trying to kill Jews, the Lord said, okay.
Y me imagino que como ya quieres matar judíos, entonces el Señor te está soltando y está diciendo está bien.
This was a record for Ohio.
Eso es un récord para el estado de Ohio.
Trumbull County. Trumbull County experienced 73 of them.
Y en el condado de Trumbull se experimentó unos 73 casos.
And the next prophecy, in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3,
Y en esta profecía de 2 Timoteo 4:3,
Rabbi Shaul, Paul the emissary, writes to Timothy,
el emisario Shaul, el rabino Pablo, habló a Timoteo.
he said that in the end of time, people will not want to listen to the laws of God.
Y él le ha dicho a Timoteo que en los finales tiempos las personas no querían escuchar las palabras del Señor.
In this news story,
En esa historia,
the Christian college Beth-El University, the House of God University,
esta universidad cristiana llamada Bethel University,
in Minnesota instructed their teachers
le han exhortado a sus maestros en Minnesota
to stop referring to God as a man or mankind.
que se detuvieran de referirse al Señor, a Dios, como un hombre o como humano,
Because that is not inclusive enough.
porque eso no era en un lenguaje exclusivo.
The Bible is not
Inclusivo.
inclusive.
La Biblia no es inclusiva.
The Bible is the least inclusive book you're going to find.
La Biblia es el libro menos inclusivo que puedes encontrar.
God says, you got to change, you want to get into my house.
El Señor dice, si tú tienes que cambiar para entrar a mi casa.
God is not going to let the Satanists in his house.
El Señor no permitirá a los satánicos entrar en su
He's not going
casa.
to let the Buddhists into his house.
Tampoco permitirá a los budistas
He's
entrar en
not
su
going to
casa.
let the homosexual into his house.
Y tampoco permitirá a los homosexuales
There
entrar
are
en su casa.
rules to getting into the monarchy.
Y hay reglas para entrar en la monarquía.
Okay, so when a Christian college says, don't use man or mankind,
Cuando una universidad cristiana dice que no utilices un determinativo de hombre o humano,
get away from that college.
debes de huir de esa universidad.
In Daniel chapter 11, verse 37,
En Daniel 11:37
it is a prophecy about the anti-Messiah, about the Antichrist.
hay una profecía que habla de al antimesías, el anticristo.
It's a very interesting prophecy.
Es una profecía bien interesante.
It says in verse 37, we're going to read the first half, he will show no regard for the gods of his fathers or for a desire of women. That means he'll be gay.
Ahí está hablando de que él no tendrá afecto ni deseo por mujer. Quiere decir que va a ser homosexual.
There's a lot of people here that are children of the 80s.
Hay aquí muchos niños los niños de los 80.
And I remember Connor and Tristan being young in the 90s, and Power Rangers was big.
Y recuerdo que mis hijos en el tiempo de los 90
Go
querían ser
Power
como
Rangers.
los Power Rangers.
Well, there's a Power Ranger movie that came out yesterday.
Y hay una película de los Power Rangers que salió ayer.
And in the Power Rangers, yellow Power Ranger,
Y en el Power Ranger amarillo,
what is, Silencio. Gracias. Her name is Trini. She's gay.
su nombre es Trini y ella es lesbiana.
So they're pushing this agenda of this abnormality on us.
Y ellos están empujando esto como si fuera algo normal en nosotros.
But when you look at the prophecy of Daniel, you understand why.
Pero cuando puedes entender la profecía de Daniel 11:37, entenderás por qué.
So do not go see the Power Rangers even though it was your favorite show as a kid.
Así que no vayas y veas a los Power Rangers.
How many Power Ranger fans do we have here?
Aunque era tu
Come
favorito.
on. Connor and Tristan used to love Power Rangers. Wah, wah, wah. Whoosh. It was a goofy, nice show. All right, next news story.
La próxima noticia es esta.
In Matthew 25, verse 32, Messiah says
En Mateo 25:32 el Mesías dijo
that he's going to separate the sheep from the goats.
que él iba a separar los chivos de las ovejas.
In the news story here, the Methodist Church is splitting
Y en esta historia los metodistas se están dividiendo,
on the understanding of homosexuality.
entendiendo el tema de la homosexualidad.
Okay, that one group of Methodists says homosexuality is wrong and they are correct.
Un grupo de los metodistas dice que la homosexualidad es incorrecto y ellos están incorrectos en eso.
But the main church wants to love everybody.
Pero la iglesia principal quiere aceptar a todo el mundo.
Next news story. Stupid people.
Personas estúpidas.
How many people know anybody who's really stupid?
¿Cuántas personas saben de
The
alguien que es
hands went up
estúpido?
real fast with that one. Well, in the Bible, chapter 92 of the book of Psalms,
Bueno, en la Biblia, en Salmos 92, verso 6,
verse 6, it says, stupid people can't know.
habla que las personas estúpidas no pueden saber.
Do you know that, in the time of Columbus, they thought the world was flat?
¿Sabías que en los tiempos de Colón creían que la tierra era plana?
But Columbus, being a Messianic Jew,
Pero Colón, siendo un judío mesiánico,
read his Bible.
leía la Biblia.
And in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22,
Y en Isaías 40, verso 22,
chapter 40, verse 22,
en 40, 22 de Isaías,
it tells you that the world is round.
habla que la tierra es circular.
It
redonda.
says the circle of the earth.
Dice el círculo de la tierra.
But there is a person,
Pero hay unas personas,
actually there's a lot of people.
realmente hay muchas personas.
Everybody knows Shazam there?
Muchas personas saben a Shazam,
Or-
Shaquille.
Okay? That's Shaquille O'Neal.
Ahí está Shaquille O'Neal.
I think he's had a brain infarction.
Creo que ha tenido problemas.
He didn't, well, he graduated to the flat earth person.
Él se graduó de la persona recta.
He's got a doctorate in dope. He's saying the world is flat.
Él ha dicho que la tierra es plana.
He says he was on a show and the guy asked him, so I hear you think the world is flat? And he says, yes, the world is flat. Yes, it is flat.
Él dice que sí, que la tierra es plana.
He says, I drive from coast to coast and this shalom, he said another word, is flat to me.
Él dice que ha viajado de extremo a extremo del país y que ha tenido esa shalom, esa paz. Y que
Shaq,
que-
get away from the pot.
Shaquille sal de la hierba.
Have you ever been in an airplane? I'm sure you have.
Yo creo que sí, que has estado en aviones.
You can see the world is round.
Puedes ver lo que el planeta es redondo.
Look at the picture.
Miren la fotografía.
I think the world is flat.
Creo que
Next news story. Exodus 20, verse 17.
Éxodo 20:17.
It says, you shall not covet your neighbor.
Dice que no debes codiciar nada de tu vecino.
Well, the devil is definitely after our children.
Pero definitivamente el demonio está en contra de nuestros hijos.
Here in a school here in America,
Aquí en una escuela en los Estados Unidos,
the boys said I didn't want to undress with the girls in the locker room.
dicen que quieren vestirse el niño no quiso vestirse ¿cómo se llaman los lockers? En los él no se quiso quitar la ropa en los vestidores de las niñas.
The principal told him to tolerate it.
El director dijo que lo tolerara.
Why are they doing this?
¿Por qué está haciendo eso?
Because in Revelation 7 and Revelation 14,
Porque en Revelaciones 7 y 14,
okay, the 144,000 virgin Jewish men, Messianic,
porque en esos versículos,
chapter 14,
en el 144,000 judíos, hombres vírgenes,
call the Messiah back.
ellos llaman de vuelta al Mesías.
How do you get them to stop?
¿Cómo puedes detener esto?
You put a piece of pie in front of a man long enough,
Puedes un pedazo de torta enfrente de un hombre por mucho tiempo.
you put a donut in front of a man long enough,
Si pones una donut enfrente de un hombre por mucho tiempo,
you put a piece of pizza in front of me long enough, that piece of pizza is gone.
si colocas un pedazo de pizza enfrente de mí por mucho tiempo se desaparecerá.
They're trying to entice the boys.
Ellos están intentando de incitar a los niños.
And then when they get raped, what are you going to say?
Entonces cuando sean violados, ¿qué dirás?
Well, she was naked in front of me. What am I supposed to do?
Si la muchacha está desnuda enfrente de mí, ¿qué se supone que debo de hacer?
Next news story.
Próxima
The
historia.
liar and ex-chief, Barack Hussein Obama.
El mentiroso ex gobernante Barack Hussein Obama.
Okay? He told a lot of lies.
Él dijo muchas mentiras.
Over the last 8 years,
Durante los últimos 8 años,
he told the IRS to fast track
él habló a la IRS
to make it easy for the Satan groups to get 501c3 status.
que le hiciera fácil la vida a los satánicos para establecer su estatus.
But he's held up any Christian organization from getting tax exempt status.
Pero le hizo la vida imposible a los cristianos para establecer ellos su estatus.
And why are we talking about that? Since he's not the president, thank God, anymore.
¿Y por qué estamos hablando de eso ya que él no es el presidente, Baruch Hashem?
Because they were finally able to release the papers from Judicial Watch.
Porque
They They're finally able to release the papers.
Ellos realmente ya lograron deshacerse de los documentos del...
So we're finding out what this guy was really doing. We're finding out
Finalmente revelaron los documentos de what is it? Del Judicial Watch.
Okay, going on to the next story. The end of days, in Isaiah 5, verse 20, evil will be called good and good will be called evil.
Isaías 5:20, lo malo iba a ser llamado bueno y lo bueno malo.
Okay? First news story.
Próxima historia.
That's a picture from Beauty and the Beast.
Ahí está la fotografía de la Bella y la Bestia.
It's not about homosexuality, guys. It's actually about Satanism.
No es nada sobre la homosexualidad, que es sobre el satanismo.
You see how his horns are, the beast?
¿Estás viendo cómo sus cuernos están?
In the original, the horns are like these little things sticking up.
En los originales eran solamente unos troncos de cuerno.
That is a direct line to Satanism.
Es una mentira directa del satanismo.
That is the Satan god Baphomet.
Esto viene directamente de ese dios satánico Baphomet.
If you go, the picture below it is from the Worldwide Church of Satan.
Es en la fotografía que está abajo, es el satanismo a nivel mundial.
Look at the roundness of the beast's horns.
Puedes ver las vueltas de los cuernos del demonio.
Okay? It's not just about homosexuality.
No solamente se trata de
There's
homosexualidad,
another agenda going on.
es otra cosa que se está
Get-
aconteciendo.
Get to the kids.
Llega a los niños.
Get to the children.
Tienes que llegar a los niños.
Next news story. Okay? Evil will be called good, good will be called evil again.
Nuevamente lo malo iba a ser llamado bueno y lo bueno malo.
Here are a few stories about they're going after our children.
Aquí hay algunas historias de que ellos van detrás de nuestros niños.
A 5-year-old child was given okay to start a sex change operation in Australia.
Un niño de 5 años se le aprobó el comenzar a cambiar su estado sexual en Australia.
When I was a 5-year-old, I wanted to be part of the fire department.
Cuando yo tenía 5 años quería ser parte del departamento de bomberos.
Not a fireman, but the fire truck.
No quería ser el bombero, pero el camión de bomberos.
Because I liked the noise it made. Woo, 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 woo,
Me
woo.
gustaba el sonido.
Okay, so a 5-year-old doesn't know anything.
Así que un niño de 5 años no sabe qué quiere.
Okay? Here, another news story.
Aquí otra noticia.
U.S. parents accept child's transgender identity at age 3.
Dice que aquí en Estados Unidos los padres han aceptado a un niño transsexual de cambiar su identificación a los 3 años.
Okay? At 3 years old,
A los 3 años
I didn't know about sex.
no sabía nada sobre el sexo.
I didn't know what a boy or a girl was. I just wanted to play with the other kids.
No sabía que era un niño ni una niña, pero quería solamente
I
jugar.
got a
con
car,
él.
you want to play?
Tengo un auto, ¿quieres jugar?
I got a ball, you want to play?
Tengo un balón, ¿quieres jugar?
Okay? Next news story. Furious parents slam damaging BBC sex change show aimed at 6-year-olds.
Y
They got a show in England.
hay unos padres furiosos que están maldiciendo la BBC del canal sexual.
Okay? Sex change
A
at
los
6
6
years
años.
old.
Un cambio sexual a los 6 años.
And they're telling me I'm nuts.
Y ellos me han dicho a mí que estoy loco.
Okay, let's go on to the next news story. Transgender man wins women's weightlifting competition. Of course!
Un hombre transexual ganó la competencia de levantamiento de pesa en la competición
Because he couldn't do
femenina.
it. Because he couldn't do it with the men.
Como él no pudo ganar con los hombres, ganó
So I'll
con
put a
los-
dress on.
Se puso un vestido y ganó con
Hi, I
ellos.
can lift more than you girls.
Miren, yo puedo levantar más que ustedes, chicas.
Because you're a guy.
Claro, porque eres un hombre.
Men have more muscle mass than women. That's the way God designed us.
Los hombres tienen más masa muscular que las mujeres. Así Dios lo hizo.
But women have those hips
Pero las mujeres tienen esas cinturas
that can split to let a baby out.
que puede separarse para dejar al niño salir.
Men don't have those types of hips, right, Doc?
El hombre no tiene
We're rock solid.
el hombre no tiene esa cintura. El hombre
And the
es-
reason is because if you have that type of hip, you can't lift as much weight because you'll do damage to your hips.
Y realmente no deberías levantar todo ese peso porque te haría daño en tus hips.
Hi, ladies, I can lift this.
Hola niñas, ya gané.
Are we getting stupid or what? Next news story. Islam. Please pay attention to what's going on.
Por favor, presten atención, el Islam.
The Lord talked about Islam in Deuteronomy 28, verse 49 and 50.
Deuteronomio 28, 49 y 50.
These animals are going around the world.
Estos animales están rodeando todo el mundo.
But there you see the Polish prime minister.
Ahí puedes ver el primer ministro, la primera ministra de Polonia.
She says it's obvious about these Muslims that they're part of terrorism. We're not letting any more Muslims into our country.
Ella ha dicho que es obvio que todos esos ataques terroristas se
Amén.
están observando por los musulmanes y que no iba a aceptar más musulmanes en su país.
Islam should be outlawed.
El Islam debería ser algo fuera de la ley.
Look at the guy's leg on the left-hand side there.
Miren los pies de ese sujeto ahí en la parte derecha de la
That was a wonderful Muslim
Eso fue un musulmán
who drove his car up on the sidewalk,
que subió su auto encima de la acera
killing 5 people
y mató a 5 personas
and injuring over 40.
y que hirió a unos 40 más.
This is a very busy area of England.
Eso es una área bien concurrida de Inglaterra
It is right across from Parliament
y está frente al Parlamento.
and Big Ben, where everybody takes pictures.
Y el Big Bang es donde muchas personas van y toman fotografías.
So there's a bunch of French students that were taking pictures.
Había muchos estudiantes franceses tomando fotografías.
Islam needs to be outlawed, period.
El Islam debe ser arraigado y punto.
Read what Thomas Jefferson wrote in the 1700s about Islam.
Lean lo que Thomas Jefferson habló sobre el Islam. Eso fue en los
Look at the guy's
1800.
leg. He's not going to walk on that too early now. That's a little broken.
Está rota su pierna. Eso, él no va a poder caminar.
And by the blood on the ground there, I would say that is a compound fracture. It's an open compound fracture. Look at the twist of it. That's a hip too. Yeah. And he was taking pictures.
Y estuvieron tomando fotografías.
Also going on in Iran, I want you to look at that person's face. That's a woman of Islam.
Y también en Irán, quiero que veas bien esa fotografía. Es una mujer del Islam.
They threw acid in her face because she wasn't fully covered.
Y ellos tiraron ácido en su rostro porque ella no estaba totalmente cubierta.
This is why we need to outlaw Islam.
Es por eso que debemos de arraigar el Islam. ¿Cómo? Desarraigar el Islam.
Look at her face. It's never going to be the same.
Miren su rostro, nunca será igual.
They threw acid in her face.
Tiraron ácido en su rostro.
And this happened in Iran.
Y esto ocurrió en Irán.
It's coming here, people.
Aquí se está acercando aquí.
Prophecy about war. One of these.
Profecía de guerra, una de esas.
Messiah spoke about war in Matthew 24, verse 7.
El Mesías habló de esto en Mateo 24:7.
Okay? There you see a video from North Korea.
Ahí puedes ver un video de Corea del Norte.
Nuking one of our aircraft carriers.
Derribando uno de nuestros portaaviones.
Sending a bomb to one of our aircraft carriers.
Ellos mandando una bomba a nuestro portaaviones.
When you are getting ready for war,
Cuando estás preparado para la guerra,
you tell lies to your people what you want them to know.
le hablas mentira al pueblo que quieran saber.
North Korea is getting ready to have war with the United States.
Y el Corea del Norte quiere guerra con Estados Unidos.
Get ready, people.
Prepárense, señores.
And that's one of our new weapons. This is really cool.
Y esto es una de nuestras nuestro nuevo armamento.
That's one of our new guns.
Eso es uno de nuestros nuevos juguetes, nueva arma.
It shoots bullets at 4,500 miles an hour.
Y dispara misiles balas a unos 4.500
That is
millas
Mach
por hora.
6. It could shoot down an airplane.
Eso puede dispararle a un avión.
It shoots it at Mach 6. And it doesn't use any gunpowder. It uses electric.
Y no usa ninguna pólvora, sino eléctrico.
It's the new railgun.
Eso es lo nuevo.
I want one of those, please.
Quiero uno de esos, por favor.
4,500. Boom! It is faster than a plane. I don't know if any plane. I think the new one of the new Chinese planes flies faster than Mach 6. Yeah, it's insane. But 4,000. One, please.
4.500 millas por hora.
All right.
Quiero uno, por favor.
And I believe that's it for the news.
Creo que es todo por ahora.
Now, if
Las
you're
noticias.
out there,
Si estás allá afuera,
especially on our YouTube station,
principalmente en nuestro canal de YouTube,
hit the doggone donate
presiona el
button.
botón de donar.
And if you're here,
Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. BGMC is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture. Truly, the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into his eternal word, not with just 1 or 2 scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of his kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many, many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.